All right, it's time for another shop walk around. Roger, let us know where we're at with things.
Oh man, it's a busy day here at Ironworks. We got Delesh's crazy Mercedes coming together with all the details, brackets and structures and coolers, and we got new headlight pieces that we're designing that are going to replace these, that will carry these lines through this and make those one pieces and keep the ambers and the clears. And
Been a minute since we've seen this front bumper on this.
been a minute since we've seen that. You see the carbon lower valence. You can see the billet piece here. You can see the vents with the fog lights. Getting ready to figure out all the colors on those things. Under hood, just getting all the wiring installed. You can see as it comes through at the very back of the engine, how tight it is to get everything in the car, get it underneath the hood, and just have enough room to clear this, clear the inner fenders at the ride height. The wheels from HRE they had trouble with chrome on the outer hoops, and so we've been waiting on those. We should be getting one so that we can install it with the tire, check ride height, and start ordering shocks for the front at least, and possibly the rear. As you come up here to the interior of the car, you can see the large amount of wiring that's in here, but you can see the basis of the lower dash structure, the basis of the lower console. This piece here is billet, and this piece is billet is also, this 3D printed stuff will get wrapped, and then the console rolls into this as well. So this will have a wood grain put on it. And then you can see the Dakota digital gauge cluster that's put in the middle of a surround that'll eventually be black. And then we're going to come through and print all of the top pieces for the multi-piece dash section.
Man, a lot of wiring.
A lot. There's cruise control and power brakes and LT4 and Gen 5 AC and Dakota digital and I don't know, did I say e-stop and power windows and man, power seats, and man, there's just a bunch of stuff.
You can't see it right now, but last shop walk around update, the dash wasn't on it, and you could clearly see there is a place for every modular like bracketry that holds something in place, and then wiring harness ties, and
yeah, there is a place
clean
for everything. You can see in there how tight the dash is designed around the AC system. You know, it's super tight in there. We're getting ready to machine the center of this dash of the steering wheel, and then we have a carbon hoop that goes on here. We've got the 10-speed shifter that will go in here. Just starting to get everything in the car. We like to have everything in here before it gets painted. So we hope to have all this stuff done here in another month or so and get ready to get the car shot into dark blue color. Wow. And we've been kind of playing with what stuff's going to be chrome and what stuff's going to be painted, and getting a lot of that stuff defined. As you look in the back of the car, you can see the rear valence is installed just for fitment without the rear bumper, so we can also finish the exhaust tips. We have new tail light pieces that come through here that will be all one piece in red, and it will be fogged out so that it will have won't show the LEDs, and it'll look very modern.
this right here is a backup light, right?
Backup lights are down there instead of up on top.
Man, this thing is coming a long way.
So the intention is to unveil this at SEMA in 2026. So next year at SEMA would be the intention for this car. So it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Who would have ever thought?
We did a
number
legacy.
7 Chevelle chassis for Bob's.
Yeah.
So unibody, as you can see that. Number 6 is getting really close to going to the body shop, fitting everything with the door rubber and all that stuff to get all that together. We got Holder Chevelle back for E85 conversion. We have, he's got about 200 miles on the car. He's about finished with his first tank of 110 octane. And after you've made several high-speed 24 pounds of boost, street, I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, in Mexico, of course. in Mexico.
Spirited pulls.
Spirited pulls with this. There's under the air intake, the intercooler is just, I think you need a 40-gallon tank, you know, or you need to run an ice bath or something like that. So we're going to run it on E85. And so we need to change the injectors and put a flex fuel sensor in it so you can do it. It's kind of funny. Roger says that when it does get warm enough, when the intercooler gets warm enough, it detunes it enough where it will actually hook up and go. So it probably goes from 1,200 horsepower to 800 horsepower, whatever that 6 degrees of timing is.
And let's be clear, because I was pretty excited to take a drive with him driving it in the car, and he did launch it really. He was on it, and you came back and now are telling me today that wasn't even full boost.
It probably wasn't full boost. So now full boost is out insane. It's going to pick up another 100 horsepower. But the nice thing is she's going to be thirsty now on E85, but the gas station is right near Holder's house.
Nice.
So should be good on that. We're going to paint the console, leave that exposed carbon and clear. Yeah, it should be fun. So it's been neat to see him drive that thing. Here we got an older car that is a customer car. We built quite a few cars for Danny. He's decided that it's driving time. So we've changed the rack from what was in it, because it just was one of those Fox body racks that from 10 or 12 years ago when it was built, just doesn't have a lot of good feel in it. So we changed the rack to give a better feel in the middle. We're going to start messing with the power steering pump. Performance to just get it matched with the rack to get the steering feel that he wants at high speed. We're going to upgrade this from the 12-year-old shock technology that's on it to some new JRIs that we use on a lot of these production cars.
So Danny's had this thing for how many years?
A long time. I want to say 8 or 10 years, something like that. Just never really drove it. He's been on some road tours. He just never really liked how it drove. The clutch release is too quick, just a few things like that. And so we're going to go through and handle some of that stuff, just change some things around to make it more fun to drive.
We'll bring it up to today's standards with what's available.
Yes, but just focused on drivability. Nice. Better shocks, things like that.
Really nice car.
So super nice car. He's just decided that we're going to commit to making this thing super fun to drive and not just pretty. Okay. So as you look behind you here, we got center consoles that will be going up on the website here pretty soon. This is the automatic transmission inserts. Those are the manual trans inserts. We'll probably sell out of the initial order, and then we will go to taking pre-orders with some custom parts. As you come into the fab shop, don't trip, but you'll see that we're moving some stuff around to make some room back here for a new Shop Saber laser that we're putting back here to replace the plasma cutter that we have. And so it'll sit back here. It'll give us better access with the steel deliveries and stuff like that to just load it right in. It'll have a plate loaded storage. This is typically where we do some body work and things like that to prep them for paint. And so we're getting all that stuff set up. I was going to show you these parts that came in for the Nova that is at Car Fab up north for some paint and body. And this is a handful of different parts that we have designed and machined for the engine bay of that car. The first one is a throttle body adapter in order to clearance the throttle body, to clear the bracket system and clear the hood and give us the sensors that we need, or the vacuum fittings, I think is what that one is. And so this would bolt to the supercharger and then bolt to the throttle body. We machined it in 2 pieces so that it is machinable, and then we weld it all together.
So the process was designing something in CAD on the computer, 3D printing it, making sure everything clearance correctly on the car, and then once that was all said and done, you went to machining.
Yep. And so we did that part. This is the radiator top panel that we designed a machine for that. You'd be surprised how cheap this stuff is. Like, to put these details in it and stuff like this, it'd take a skilled fabricator quite a long time, and you could be in something like this for probably less than $2,000.
How many projects are getting treatment with, you know, designing on CAD different parts and pieces, and then 3D printing, and then going to machine pieces like this? How many of
Well,
the cars?
a lot of stuff, because there's just things that you can do. You can do more when you get into this. When you think that, I mean, machining this part is probably $1,000, and then design time is probably a day, something like that. And then you see how it's all machined out. You can feel how light it is. Like, it's not heavy. And the cool thing is, it's ready for body work. Like, you can powder coat this stuff straight to powder from here. There's no body work, there's no nothing, and it's got intricate details that would be super hard to stamp and make and do all that stuff for a very quick time.
So it's a pretty big portion of your car builds now at this point.
Yeah, and we're probably going to start offering some CAD design services to other builders. We just would have to have scans or something like that, but there's different ways we can work on that. These are the door triangles that go in the Nova to hold the felt that goes here, and it bolts into the top of the door, and you would see this from the outside of the car. And so this bolts to the door and fits in with all the design elements to hold this in the car. After this throttle body, we had to make this air intake tube that would go from the throttle body over to the inner fender. And so it probably goes something like this to get there. And so, as you can see, we had to keep a very weird shape in order to keep the volume of the same all the way as it goes through. So in machining these two parts, which really isn't that expensive to get all this volume, because I would not have been able to make all of this the same to fit. And so you get the same volume as it goes through to supply this to the engine from the inner fender. And so we'll weld these two halves together, and then this piece goes on the end of it to bolt to the shape of the inner fender that we designed. So this fits on here, and we'll get welded to that as well. There's a notch in this to fit exactly to that. So you can see the indexing notch at the bottom, and you can see the indexing notch in that piece, and it fits together to tell you exactly where to land it on there, so that you can weld the whole thing together. So this will give us some fab work to get some loose ends done while they're doing basically the initial body work on the main part of the car, to get ready to make the carbon hood and some of the other carbon pieces that we don't want to fudge the last resort, or the last result, I should say, with Bondo.
All right, so what do we have here?
Well, we have a Facebook Marketplace buy. I decided to join the C10 Truck Club. Not quite the color I wanted, not quite all that, a few things, but it's a very good start for a truck that will allow us to show some parts that we've developed for the square body trucks, some steering wheel, some dash parts, some things like that, and take some extra parts that I've had around the shop, LT1, 8-speed, some things like that, and put it into this truck. I never thought when I got this home that my daughter would be like, "What's that deal with that brown truck, Dad?" She's 12 years old, and maybe this will be hers. I don't know. I did not see that part coming. So at this point, we're just going to try and do something simple, something fun, probably do some bolt-on suspension stuff to it. Just try some different parts and pieces that go with square bodies. I kind of like this grill setup because it's not normal. Something screams to me to make this an air intake. I don't know. I don't know why it needs turn signals that big. Those have to be the biggest.
So in true Roger fashion, simple doesn't mean there'll be some trick stuff on it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, there will be. Sure.
No, it's a great start. I mean, the truck runs and it drives, so at that point you can just go in stages and add on as we go and set some good examples of what can be done with these trucks.
Yeah, and just try some stuff that's not so fancy. Just make some stuff that's a little bit, work on the drivability stuff we put into the high-end cars. Maybe at some point put some even better specialty valve shocks on it. Maybe I don't know what we do. There's a lot of stuff.
What's the power plant right now?
Currently it's just small block Chevy.
Okay. And so it drives and everything. So maybe
I drove it to work
what's
this
our
morning.
first stage?
It has that old truck bounce to it. The bed's not square on it. It's over to one side, and the seat really bounces and the dash pad sucks, and a lot of stuff that I just haven't liked about these cars is what this one has, just like the others.
So what do you think round one's going to be for this truck?
I think we'll probably do a suspension bolt-on, maybe a chassis. I don't know. I'm trying to just keep it simple, not tore down for too long. Try to maybe just install the LT1 with the wiring the way it is. Not do the nice stuff we're known for, but just try to make it keep it simple and do that stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
So stance is going to be the first thing.
Oh, of course, stance and drivability. Just
and some wheels and tires.
And some wheels and tires. I was thinking about some Ironworks. You know, they got the 18-inch Ironworks, which I don't know, might have been that's a good way to do it. Keep it simple, right?
Well, I mean, it looks like a good looking truck. I mean, in all reality, for a truck like this, so I think it's a good start.
So we'll start with that, and yeah, just see if we can clean up the basics and make it a fun little driver.
Okay.
So that's the intention. Well, if you're still here with us at the very end, thanks for checking it out. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. Going directly from the website's the best way, so we can get you to the right person as quickly as possible. If you have any questions and anything, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much. Have a good day.